Joey. Welcome to my channel. I am so excited for a couple reasons. I always love getting this box directly from the Czech Republic. It's called Czech Beads Exclusive, and the May box has just arrived. This company is called Craftica, and they also do another box, which is a DIY jewelry kit called Bohem Style, and I'll come back in another video and reveal that one and do a project. But one of the reasons I'm so excited is because I want to make some gifts for a couple of my beading friends, and I had some supplies off to the side of my table, and when this box came and I opened it, it is the color palette that one of my friends just loves. So I'm so excited because I have the beads all organized, all curated already for what I want to make. And I think the two projects I'm going to do after I share these with you is really unique and very sweet and thoughtful, and something that you could make for beading friends or crafting friends. I'll share the ideas. Like I said, I'm so excited. So I'm going to go through the unboxing rather quickly so that I can jump into my projects. The May box is called Turquoise Mood. There are 26 items in the box, and I'm going to go pretty quickly through them because, as I said, I'm just really excited to make these gifts for my friend. She watches my channel, so I don't know if she's going to know that this is for her as I start making, but she is a wonderful, amazing seed beater, and she has made some of the most beautiful jewelry for me. And I never know what to do for her because her work is so amazing. Like, she really doesn't need me to make anything for her. So maybe this is gonna, be a hit with her. But anyway, the first item on the list is this beautiful little bellflower. It's in a turquoise rustic blue. It's a 6 by 8 millimeter. Let me get a piece of wire. This is one of my favorite Czech glass beads. In my opinion, nobody can ever have too many Czech glass flowers. I just love them. And then we got these gorgeous 4 millimeter drucks. A druck is a smooth round. It doesn't have fluting or table cutting or faceting. And there are two colorways in this. There's the green rustic and there's the blue turquoise rustic. So it's a green turquoise and a blue turquoise, if you can see the two colors. Let me put them on my wire side by side. So this is the blue turquoise and this is the green one. And turquoise comes in so many shades, and I absolutely love that the Craftica company has mixed so many of the shades this month. This is another bead that, in my opinion, you can never have too many of. This is a 6 millimeter faceted fire polished round, and this is the turquoise blue rustic finish. I like you guys that have been here before, you've heard me say, and I just say it every time I see these Czech glass beads, is the finishes and the quality on these beads is just so beautiful. So these are Picasso turquoise green rustic window. It's a flower bead, but it's like a window flower bead. I mean, there's so many things going on in this bead, between the wash that's on top, the Picasso finish, the square shape, the flower that's embossed. It's two-sided. It's just wonderful. That would make a gorgeous pair of earrings, but I think I'm going to use that in my project for my friend. And then the next we have a Luster Shine blue gold mallow flower bead. This is gorgeous. I just love that, and it's very it's got a very denim look to it, and what is not prettier than denim blue with any shade of turquoise? Absolutely stunning. Is a pair of melon beads, and they're just gorgeous. I love Czech glass melon beads. These are 8 millimeter and they're Picasso brown green with a turquoise patina. So you can see that turquoise wash that's resting in the melon shape. It's so pretty. And then there's another flower. This is a folklore flower. This is so beautiful, this finish. I've seen this flower before, but I have never seen this finish. It's an 11 millimeter bead, and it's Picasso silver, beige, green, and opal. That's one of the beautiful things about Czech glass, is the different finishes that is applied to the glass just makes a bead shape that's been around totally fresh and new with the finishes that go on it. And then up here at the top, these are half pinch beads, but they are like a half of a triangle. They are called pinch beads, but I guess I don't see it as a pinch bead, but it's the same color family as the blue turquoise and the green turquoise. Both colors are there. And what I love about these beads is that if you string them together or wire them together, you get a bicone. If you do it that way, you can also put a spacer bead or a 4mm druck in the middle, and you create a whole nother shape. And then if you string them point to point, which it's flattened, but it is a bit of a point, you get a whole nother bead shape. So you can actually make other bead looks with this type of a bead. The geometry in it is just wonderful. And then these are so cute. These are flat blue gold patina trilobite 10 by 8mm. This little animal is extinct now, but it was an ocean creature. Whoops. And it's just so cute, and it's two-sided, and the gold wash on it just really shows. This has a very ancient look to it, maybe even Egyptian, I don't know, but also if you did this with seashells, you know, it does have like an oceanic, like depths of the ocean look. That is a really cool little bead. And then this opaque green turquoise druck is absolutely wonderful. This is one of the colors that my friend loves so much, and I was thrilled to get these little 6mm beads for her. And then there is this gorgeous trilobite table cut coin bead. It has the Picasso finish on the edge. And this is a 17mm bead, so you've got a beautiful focal if you want to create a bracelet or even a pendant with this that has a lot of possibilities. Then there are these teardrop beads that are top drilled in 3 colors, and I'm thrilled to get these because I can't remember, 2-3 months ago, I have them here. I pulled these out to show you. I did a video on how to use these top drilled teardrop beads to make these little flowers, and I did kind of a imperfect asymmetrical set of earrings in that video, but those are absolutely the perfect size and everything. You have 3 colors in this box if you want to make some little flowers out of them. So I can link this video if it's one that you missed. I think it was during the holiday time, so maybe some of you, because people are so busy that time, maybe some of you didn't see it. And then up next is another little melon bead. This is a white opal green patina melon 6mm. So the background or the base bead is the opal, the white opal, and then it is washed with a green patina. It's so pretty. And then both of these are amazing. These are matte yellow and matte turquoise fluted melon beads, and these are in the Permalac finish. So it is another amazing Czech Republic bead finish. This Permalac is a permanent, really hardy finish on the beads, but look how it changes the look of the glass. The glass becomes very opaque, and like it almost looks like it's porcelain or ceramic. That finish just completely changes the look of this bead. And when I get a bead like this, I love to get my acrylic markers out and even do polka dots or like do some little lines in the fluting and just add my own flavor. And I may do that with these beads. They're just really, really fun to play with. So I may actually do that with these beads. And then these are my favorites. I know this is a small bead, but this little rondelle, we got 2 colors. We got this beautiful gold washed yellow and this beautiful turquoise, but this is in the family of discs for me. It's a very small little disc bead, and if you have listened to me for like 5 seconds, you know I have a love affair with disc beads and stacking them. And if you love to use O beads or demi rounds as spacers or even seed beads, this is like stepping your game up a little bit because you get this really unique profile in between other beads. Let me just grab one of these and just show you. I mean, you just get this really beautiful look, the spherical to the disc. I don't know, there's something just so pleasing for me with that. So I loved getting those. And then look at these adorable little pressed glass bicones in this rustic yellow. They're so small. I think, what is the millimeter? Let me tell you. These are 4 millimeter. They're a little pyramid bicone bead. Aren't they cute? There's quite a few of those too. I love those. And then there's quite a few of these gorgeous metallic shiny bronze luster 4 millimeter rounds. And again, this is around the size of an 8/0 seed bead. It's maybe a little bit bigger than that, but if you like to string with seed beads, if you use seed beads a lot for spacers like I do, this is so wonderful, and you are just stepping your game up a little bit in your design from, you know, working with seed beads. And then this finish is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. This is a turquoise green and bronze patina druck. It's an 8 millimeter round, but this also has this ancient feeling. I mean, just it has a vintage vibe to me. I just absolutely love it. And then if you put this with a brighter turquoise, the effect is just so beautiful. So the team at Craftica, they do an amazing job curating their box. They make me see things that I might not have seen otherwise, and I just love that. And then this elongated bicone is one of my favorite Czech glass beads. For me, this is another geometrical shape that I just can't have enough of. It's like with flowers. I mean, when you string this with anything, whether it be a flower, a druck, a pyramid bead, the shape is just gorgeous. It's just amazing. I just love it. This is just a light turquoise green and 8x6 millimeter, but I love a pressed glass bicone. I've said this before as well. I prefer this over a crystal bicone because you get the angles and the geometry, but it's smooth and soft. There's nothing sharp or scratchy. So if you make anything that goes against the skin, like I said, you get the geometry of a bicone, but it's a pressed glass, really smooth edges, and I really love that. And then they're calling this a spinner bicone bead. It's a metallic bronze brown. This is so perfect for the Pantone color of the year, the Mocha Mousse. If you're working in browns and neutrals, these are just absolutely amazing. I have never called this a spinner bead. This is in the family of turbine beads and cathedral beads for me, and it's one of my bead loves. That is just absolutely gorgeous. So pretty. So this is the whole 26 items. I'm going to take a second and clean up before we start the projects, but I'm dying to show you a sneak peek. So I have just bought these for my friend that does bead weaving. They're just little embroidery scissors for snipping threads, because, you know, any of our crafting friends, who doesn't need a new pair of scissors? And I saw this color and I knew that she would love it. And so I want to make a scissor charm, a little loop so she can hang this or clip this to her tote bag, because we travel together and we like to do bead projects together. So we pack our tools and our supplies. But I also want to do something else, and I've prepared this, but I'm going to do another one for her and I'll show you what. But I was playing in my bead caps and I took one of these little rondelles, and I'll show you exactly how I did this. These are jars from the Dollar Tree if you're an American viewer, but I'll see if I can link any little storage jars for those of you that don't want to go shopping, that prefer to order things. I will look for that when I edit the video. But I just filled this with some Czech glass silver cube beads because my friend's metallic favorite is silver. The way mine is gold, she loves silver. So I am going to do some charms with these beads for a scissor, for this, and I have one more thing to do. I have these jars in the long size and I've put a big eye needle in there. My friend has a little cat, and she's had a bad experience with her beading needles and her cat. So I'm going to dress this up and put some charms on it, and this is going to be a little gift for her to keep up with her needles. And I was thinking when I saw this, any of your crafting friends, if you have a friend that does junk journals, a little jar like this that's filled with fibers or ribbons or things or buttons, you know, all the little things that paper crafters and junk journalers use, this would be such a sweet gift. sequins, you know, all the little bits and bobs that go into that craft, this would be great. And any of our crafting friends, you know, a scissor sachet is just a wonderful thing. I guess I got the idea because I have some antique ones. Before I clean up, I know I'm talking a lot, but these are just so cute. This is a really old one. This is a vintage pair of scissors, and was made in England. The legs of the little clown have lavender in them, so it was a thing that the Victorians did, and it dates back like years and years and years. But a sachet for your scissors, you know, or a little charm or embellishment, and I've had this forever. But you know, that's not for everybody, and I think like the little beads would be really cute. I have another one. This was the coordinating one. It is a retractable tape measure, and I have had these since I was a little girl, and they are vintage. They're made in England, but this also has lavender in her skirt. So these vintage things are what gave me the idea to do some like crafting gifts for my friends. So I'm gonna back up, clean everything up. Just be a second for you. Okay, so if you guys know me a little bit, you realize what this is. I like to go into my stash and personalize my bead boxes to make them something special. And in this case, I'm creating for a friend, and I know that she loves green. So these silver drucks in the little 3mm and 6mm were left over from one of my craft teacup boxes a few months back, as well as these silver diamond cut jump rings. I think these were in last month's box. And then I just put in some head pins, and I'll show you what I'm doing with the bead caps. These elongated bicones in this lime green and these little drucks were also left over from a past box. There's always beads left over because these boxes are more full than they appear when you open them. So I just pulled those things out from my last month's box. So everything is Czech glass. And I'm not going to take the scissor gift off the card because I think I'll be able to work with it like this. And I'm going to be making a 3-piece set for my friend. So this first one is done, and I'm going to attach this. I use my turquoise soft flex wire, and I'm going to attach this with one of these little silver jump rings that is diamond cut. And so her little scissor loop can clip onto her tote bag, or if she has a little hook on her craft cart like I do. So it's really simple. I'm just going to put this on, and I need to open it a little bit more because I'm dealing with the card that the scissors were on. And so as I said, this is going to be a 3-piece set for her. I am going to create another one of these loops for the top of the longer jar that will hold her needles. And then I'm going to just do some charms for the smaller jar. And so let me close this and I'll show you. Okay, these are stainless steel diamond cut jump rings that they gave us in one of the past boxes. And they are perfect for this kind of thing because they're really sturdy. So if this does end up getting clipped to her tote bag, you know, this is really nice and sturdy. And I love this color of the soft flex wire because it matches the collection so perfectly. So that one is done. And what I'm going to do is I set this up to dry quite a ways before I started filming. And I'm just going to switch these because this one is going to get another one of these beaded loops attached to it, and it's already dry enough that I can attach things. And this one here, let's set it aside, and we'll go ahead and set this one up to dry. Let me show you what I did here. So this is kind of what one looks like. I did this one without a bead, but I just played in my large bead caps until I found one that I liked the way it fit on the lid. Let me show you another one. This is one that I'm doing for another friend in gold, and this is a stack of 2 bead caps, and I set this one up, so this one's not totally dry yet, but I just played with my bead caps, and these are attached with E6000 glue. So you do need, depending on the bead cap, you do need a bead that's going to just stabilize everything. So I just pulled these pressed glass beads out of my bead soup and put that through. And then before I glue or make a loop, I just want to check and make sure that my bead cap is sitting flat on there, and it is, because you'll find that certain things you try to put under here to stabilize will end up not making your bead cap sit flat, and then you don't have a good place for gluing. So I want it, because this is a set, I want to match what I did here. So I'm just going to pop one of these little turquoise beads on the top, and I did leave these plain because my intention is to create some charms and attach a little dangle or charm or little cluster with some decorative head pins. So I didn't do a really big bead, or I did just for a little dot of color there. So I'm just going to put a little bend in my wire, and this is a little tricky to get your simple loop in here because of the circumstances under which you are wrapping, but I'm just going to get a really good hold of it, bring it over. And these head pins were also left over from a past Craftica box. I always feel like I get so much from their subscription boxes, but anyway, they're a little short, but it's totally okay. It's all that I need. I'm going to get my simple loop in there. Before I take my other plier away, I'm just going to make sure that I have it the way that I want. Roll my wrist down. That looks pretty good. And then I'm just going to come right here and snip. And now I just want to close everything really well. Get everything nice and centered before I come in with my glue. Okay, that looks great. And now I'm going to just use some E6000 glue, and I'm going to use quite a lot of it. I'm going to get a really good dollop right in the center here. And then I'm just going to make sure that anywhere that my bead cap is going to make contact with the lid to the little jar, I'm just going to make sure that there is a good amount of glue. And it's really important to me that this be neat and you don't have glue oozing everywhere, but you also don't want it to come off. So I'll show you what I do. It's a good idea to have some scraps of wire or toothpicks on the side of your work table. It's also maybe easier to have the lid attached to the jar, so you have a little leverage there, a little something to hold on to. I'm just going to put that on there and get it nice and centered. And then wherever I can see, I just use scraps of wire, but wherever I can see that my glue has kind of oozed out, the E6000 glue, it dries rubbery, so you can pull these threads off after the glue is set up, but I think it's a little bit easier to do it now. And I just look and make sure that the glue isn't oozing out of my bead caps. On my gold bead caps, they were a little bit more, the filigree was a little bit more open. So like on this one, I had to clean up anything that came through the filigree. So it just depends on which one you're using. But now that can just sit and dry, and look at that little set. I'm giving her a little gift of some Czech glass cube beads and a needle case, and then look at this little set. I haven't even finished it, and look how gorgeous that is. Oh, I would love this as a gift. If somebody gave me this as a gift, it would make my heart sing. And my heart is singing doing it for somebody that I know her color palette and everything. So let's do another loop. I'll show you exactly what I did so that the needle case also has a loop. So that way, if she wants to clip these on a tote bag, or, I have little hooks on my work cart, and things like this are so handy, and they're hanging there and they're beautiful at the same time. So I'm going to get another piece of my turquoise color Soft Flex 49 strand bead stringing wire. I'm going to match exactly, since this is a set, I'm going to match exactly what I did here. So this little pattern is a little bit of everything. I love these little drugs. They're so cute. And they are glass, but they have this matte metallic look to them. They're pretty. Those were in a past Craftica box. And then I'm just going to repeat this pattern. I did a half pinch bead, a little silver Tibetan spacer, another half pinch bead going in the other direction, facing out, and I put a silver druck in between. And then these little Tibetan spacers that look like a little flying saucer. They're so pretty. And I'm just going to continue like that. I'm just going to exactly copy this loop. Just repeat the pattern all the way around again, because I want it to be a matching set. I could hang on to it because I don't have one end clamped off. So let me get this done and I'll be right back. Okay, it is done. And so once I had the pattern that I was happy with, I took one of these fluted turquoise beads and fed both wires through. Both of my 49 strands fit through that hole, and so both go through, and that just makes my loop. And then I have a number 2 crimp tube, also from Soft Flex Company. They make the best crimp tubes and they work the best with the magical crimping plier. You could also probably get away with a flat crimp here, or a fold over method. And then I'm just going to take this, it doesn't matter which one. I'm going to use the longer one, it's easier. I save all my scraps of this to make components with, but I'm going to feed that back down through. So I'm making a loop, but I have this one hanging out and this one going back down through the crimp tube. So all total, there's going to be 3 strands in the crimp tube, and they fit perfectly. You can even get 4 strands through a Soft Flex Company crimp tube. And I just want to match my loop pretty close. I don't want it to be too big, but about like that. And then I'm going to use my magical crimping plier. So I have this wire just hanging out. It's going to get crimped right in there, and come right here and center it, close the tool. I've pinched the 4 corners of the square, opposite direction, close the tool, and now I'm just going to go around in a circle, turning that number 2 crimp tube into a little silver bead, and it looks so great. It looks like an 11-0 seed bead. And then I'm just going to trim as close as I can. This goes in my scrap bag because I can make a component out of it later. Trim everything. And now this is ready for to be a little handle on this jar, and I'm going to do the same thing. Take another one of those silver jump rings. Let me get this little one here and add it to the needle case. Okay, now for my 2 jars, I want to make some charms, and I want to use these flowers for the charms, and I have some silver bead caps. Isn't that pretty? Oh my goodness, that just makes me so happy. Okay, I'm playing with my work. So I'm just going to play here with a little stack of beads. So maybe one of these drugs, if it will go through this decorative head pin. Nope, it does not fit. That's pretty. And then a silver bead cap. Just gonna play to make some really stunning charms. And then I think I want to do one of these little discs, and let's see if I can get this to go on. Yay, it does. Oh, that's so pretty. Look at that. So that's going to be my first charm, and I'm just going to do the same thing, just make a simple loop the same way that I did over the bead cap. It will be a little bit easier this time because I don't have the bead cap in the way. Okay, my first little charm is ready, and that's going to go on there. I would love to see a tassel. I might do a tassel on this one, but I know that this particular friend is not a fan of tassels. She might actually like it on the top of a jar, but I know she doesn't like it in jewelry. I had to pause to go see what I had in tassels, and look at these tiny little satiny, kind of silky tassels. Look how pretty the green and the turquoise are. So I am going to add those. My friend doesn't love tassels in jewelry, but I think on the top of a little jar, I think she will absolutely love these. So I'm going to make a couple more charms like that. I have a couple more of these decorative head pins, and I'm just going to sort through the beads in this collection and find things I think she would really like. Let's see about this one. That's really pretty. And I'm just going to create some pretty little stacks here and make those simple loops and just create some beautiful charms. Okay, I'm going to use the stainless steel jump ring that's on this tassel and put all the charms on this jump ring and attach this one to the top of the bottle. So on this one I'm just doing 2 charms because of the handle, and I'm going to come right here to that loop that I made so that the charms won't interfere in the little loop that hangs. So look at that, you guys. Isn't that the sweetest? I just love it. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this jar of beads. I'm going to open this jump ring and stack on. I'm going to do a charm on either side of the tassel. Now I was thinking about doing a flower charm for hanging on the scissors here, but I don't think I'm going to do that just because I want these to be functional, and when she picks these up to snip a thread, I don't want her to have like beads in the way of getting her fingers in the loops. So I think I'm going to leave the scissors just plain, but if I give her this and she says, oh, I wish there was a charm on my scissors, I will make one for her right away. I'm going to close this really well. This is not totally dry. The lid is not totally dry, so I want to be careful. But look at that. Isn't that the sweetest? What a gift. Let me clean some of these things away. Okay, you guys, I cannot leave this alone. I love this so much. I decided to do a little mini loop on the gift jar of beads, and then my friend can put whatever she wants in here. Even like these little jars are good for earring backs for jewelry makers, because a lot of times they are sold separately, but this is so sweet. And then if she wants to put all of this on a decorative hook, or I even thought about like a lime green or a turquoise enameled like backpack hook, I could actually gather them all up. But look how gorgeous this set is. I'm so excited to give this to my friend, and it was such a joy to make. So as always, I will put pictures up at the end, I will put links to the Czech Beads exclusive box and the Craftica company in the description box of this video, and anything that I can find, as always, that I know where I got it, I'll link that in the description box. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, it would be greatly appreciated, and tap the bell notification, because the Craftica company does send me 2 beautifully curated bead boxes directly from the Czech Republic, and I always do their second box Bohem style in a separate video. So I hope you'll do that. Subscribe, tap the bell notification, a thumbs up is appreciated, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody.